Good afternoon, Vaqueros. This is Cristalda Castilla, Associate Vice President for Strategic Enrollment. I hope that all of you are staying safe this summer. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I will be reviewing our upcoming Fall Liftoff program. Your ability to continue your education due to the impacts caused by the COVID-19 pandemic is of utmost importance to Utrgv. For this reason, we have developed the Fall Liftoff program to provide you some additional support. So let me begin by describing what the program is all about. And of course, you can view the information regarding this program on our Utrgv website. Our homepage has a banner, so you just click on that banner and it will take you to the page that describes the program in detail. So the Fall Liftoff program is being offered to all of our students that enroll at Utrgv this fall semester. So this includes our new students, our entering freshmen, those of you that have graduated high school and are starting with us. This is available to you, as well as our new students that are transferring to Utrgv from other institutions, whether it's a community college or a four-year institution, public or private. We look forward to having you on our campus this fall. And of course, our continuing students, if you are here with us at Utrgv and you continue to enroll with us this fall semester, you will also be able to benefit from this program. And then of course, our graduate students. Whether you're in one of our accelerated online programs or in any of our traditional graduate programs, you are also eligible to participate in this program. So what is the Fall Liftoff program? This program offers $1,000 of tuition and mandatory fees when you register by August 1st. So just keep that in mind, that you do have to be enrolled with us this fall semester. And it is important that you register with us by our August 1st deadline. So what do you need to do? You need to enroll by August 1st, and it's eligible for all students. This includes, again, all of our new students, our current students, and our graduate students as well. What is it that how will this program work? Again, the program is up to $1,000 that will be applied towards your tuition and mandatory fees. And this award will take into effect after your gift aid is applied. So this includes federal and state aid, for example, Pell Grant, Texas Grant, scholarships, or any other gift aid will be applied first. If you still have an outstanding balance after your gift aid is applied, then we will go ahead and cover tuition and mandatory fees of up to $1,000. So just keep that in mind. This is what we call a gap award. So essentially, we do take into account your gift aid first into our calculation. And then anything that is not covered, we will cover that for you up to $1,000. So if you have financial aid, if you have scholarships, we'll account for all of that. And anything that's not covered, we will go in with this program and make that award offer to you. What are the requirements to receive the Fall Liftoff program? So again, you have to be enrolled full-time by August 1st for our Fall 21 semester. And so students must be enrolled full-time. So what does full-time mean? If you are an undergraduate student, you have to be enrolled in at least 12 credit hours. So keep that in mind. Undergraduate students, it's 12 credit hours. For our graduate students, you must be enrolled in 9 hours. So if you're not on one of our traditional programs, you register for the fall semester for 9 hours and you will be set. For our students in our accelerated online programs, we look at the overall enrollment between Fall Module 1 and Fall Module 2. So as long as your combined enrollment within both modules is at least 9 hours, then you will qualify to participate in this program. So again, keep that in mind. Undergraduate students, full-time is considered 12 hours, and for graduate students, it's 9 hours. And graduates, it's both students in our accelerated online program as well as our traditional graduate programs. Is the fall liftoff considered a loan? Absolutely not. This is a program that Utrgv is making possible to provide you financial support. So these are not funds that you will have to repay back. Now let me just cover one more thing. When I was talking a little while ago as far as applying your gift aid first, that is exactly what we do, gift aid. So if you are a recipient of a student loan, that loan amount is not applied into the calculation because those are funds that you will have to repay back later on. So when we are determining if you have a tuition and fee balance after your gift aid is applied, we do not include student loans nor work study for that matter either. So it's only what we consider gift aid, which are grant monies or scholarships. I have a few questions already that are coming in, so let me address some of these. Can it be used to pay for books? Sophia, this program is specifically to assist our students with tuition and fees. It does not include books. My next question is from Carolyn. She is in the AOP program. She is in social work, and she is doing her practicum. So Caroline, if your program does not allow you to enroll the 9 hours, then we will be working with the program coordinators for those programs to identify those students that may not be able to meet the 9-hour enrollment requirement, especially if it's the last semester that you are in. So we do have some students that are in some of our education programs, and perhaps your social work program may be in that same situation where you need less than 9 hours to graduate. The best thing for you to do is to apply for graduation. If we check your student account and we see that you have submitted a graduation application and we verify that you need less than the 9 hours to graduate, or if you're an undergraduate student and we verify that you need less than 12 hours to graduate, then we will go ahead and work with you to allow you to benefit from this program. But the best thing for you to do is to ensure that you have that graduation application filed as soon as possible. So just keep that in mind. For those of you that may not be able to enroll for the full-time hour requirement because you are getting ready to graduate, the best thing to do is to ensure that you have filed for graduation, and we can see that on your student account. So just keep that in mind. My next question is what if I receive a subsidized loan and that loan amount covers my remainder? Again, Andy, for the fall liftoff program, we don't include loans in our calculation. We only include gift aid. So if your gift aid is not enough to cover your tuition and fees, then we'll go in and cover up to $1,000, and your loan amount will not be taken into account. So those funds will be available to you. Lumna, you put in a message. Is DGA awardee able to get this fall liftoff? I'm not sure what DGA is. If you can just send me a quick message really quick, letting me know what that stands for, I can answer your question as best as I can. Jahir, just to clarify, undergrad students, do they need to be enrolled full-time? They do. They have to be enrolled in at least 12 credit hours. So just keep that in mind. For undergraduate students, they have to be enrolled in at least 12 hours. For our students in our AOP program, again, like what I mentioned, is as long as you're enrolled in at least 9 hours overall between Module 1 and Module 2, you'll be able to qualify for this program. So let's say if, for example, you are enrolled in 6 hours Module 1, and then you enroll for 3 hours Module 2, we will add that total enrollment to verify that you're in the 9 hours, and then you will be good to go. So I know that a lot of our AOP students, most of our AOP students, do not enroll for 9 hours per module, and we totally understand that. And so that's why we look at the total enrollment between both modules. So just keep that in mind. Is it available for international students? Absolutely. So our fall Liftoff program is available for our international students. So just ensure that you register by August 1st so that we can go ahead and process this award for you. Can I receive the Fall Liftoff program if I get it on an installment plan? Yes, Miguel, definitely you can. Again, the installment plan is a form of a loan that you are taking from the university. So when we do our calculation, the installment plan is not accounted for. So if you don't have any other gift aid, we'll go ahead and apply the $1,000 to your tuition and fee balance, and then your installment plan can kick in and cover the remainder. But we do not count the installment plan or the emergency loan, for that matter, into our calculations either. It is only gift aid that we account for. The amount for the Liftoff program, Renee, is $1,000, up to $1,000 of tuition and mandatory fees. Again, it is a calculation, so it's not a flat $1,000 award amount if you have other financial aid. But it's only gift aid that we will be accounting for. So if your tuition is completely paid by financial aid, so for example, let's say you are receiving full Pell Grant and you are receiving Texas Grant, those two programs alone cover your full tuition and fees. Therefore, there will not be anything for the Fall Liftoff program to cover. So just keep that in mind. It's only if your gift aid is not enough to cover your tuition and fees that we will go in and cover the difference for you. If Nora is asking if I am a returning graduate student and I do not qualify for loans or grants, is this available to me? Absolutely, Nora. If you do not qualify for financial aid or you do not have a FAFSA on file, then you can get up to $1,000 of tuition and mandatory fees. Of course, we do encourage all of our students to do their financial aid application as soon as possible. It is not too late to do your FAFSA. There's been a lot of changes with the U.S. Department of Education, and there may be additional opportunities for our students to receive financial aid assistance through the FAFSA. So if you have not had the opportunity to do your financial aid application, don't hesitate. Go ahead and do it as soon as possible. If you need us to help you in completing the application, both in Edinburgh and Brownsville, if you visit us at U Central in both of our locations, we do have staff available that can help you through that process if you need assistance. But it is not too late to do your financial aid application for what we call FY 21-22, which will include, which will cover you for fall 21, spring 22, and summer 22. So it is definitely not too late to still submit your FAFSA. So does the Liftoff Award automatically get applied to our student account? It does. So you don't have to apply for the Fall Liftoff program. You won't have to accept your award. What we will do is we will add up your tuition and mandatory fees, subtract any gift aid that you may have, and if you still have a balance, we will cover up to $1,000 of that balance. Now, this is for the fall semester. Tuition for the fall semester is August 18th, so we will go ahead and start processing awards after August 1, which is the registration deadline, and before tuition is due, so that you can ensure that you know what it is that you qualified for. So we will automatically apply the award to your student account. Again, there's no application required, and you won't have to accept the award. We will automatically apply it to your student account as long as you were enrolled full-time by August 1st. So keep that in mind. I have a question. Does mandatory fees include the health insurance fee for international students? It does not. The international insurance that's required of international students is not included in the Fall Liftoff program. That is something that still needs to be covered by our international students. Let me see. So just keep that keep that in mind. If you go to the Fall Liftoff program, towards the bottom of the page, we have a number of frequently asked questions that may answer some questions that I may not be addressing here, but I do encourage you to visit the site as soon as possible, or if you have any questions. And as things come up, or if we need to clarify the requirements, we do make updates to the website as needed. So I do encourage you to visit our Fall Liftoff program webpage often. Will we receive a refund if there's any monies left over after the liftoff is applied? So Sochi, the way that the Fall Liftoff program is set up is it's only to cover any outstanding balance of tuition and mandatory fees after your gift date is applied. So there is no direct disbursement from the Liftoff program. Now, if part of your financial aid package includes a student loan, we do not include student loans into our calculation. So you may still receive the Liftoff and be able to get a disbursement from your student loan. But the student loan itself will not be able to issue out a disbursement. So just keep that in mind as well. Rachel, there's a lot of questions that are coming in really quick, and I can't see what your question was. So if you can please repost it, I'll be on the lookout for your name so that I can answer your question, because it's already scrolled down, so it's no longer visible to me. So I'm trying to keep up with everything that's coming in as quickly as I can. If I'm a Pgra awardee, can I use this grant to pay for health insurance? Again, for our international students, the Fall Liftoff program does not cover the health insurance. So that is something that you do need to ensure that you cover. Now, if your full tuition and fees are not covered by a scholarship or any other gift aid that you may have, then the Liftoff program will go in and assist you with any outstanding tuition and fee balances that you may have. Okay, Rachel, I see your question now. I am a graduate student. My program only offers 6 credit hours per term, and I am taking the maximum that is allowed. So Rachel, this question was asked a little while ago. So if you are graduating and you need less than the full-time enrollment to graduate, then the only thing that we look for is to see if you have a graduation application. And if we verify that you need less than full-time, less than 12 hours for an undergrad or less than 9 hours for a graduate student, then we will go ahead and make an exception. Now, if your program itself does not allow you to take more than 6 hours, then we are working with our departments to inform us of who those students are. So that is something, Rachel, that I would recommend that you speak to your program coordinator about. And he or she may reach out to us in the scholarship office. But we do need to hear from the department as far as what the limitations are for a particular program. We do know that some programs like our education majors, if you are in your last semester and you have to do your student teaching and all you need to enroll is 6 hours, then your program coordinator would have to ensure that we get that information. So Rachel, you can always have your program coordinator reach out to our scholarship office, and we will instruct him or her on what information he or she needs to provide to us. Let me see. Is this different from the fall tuition advantage? Absolutely, Fabiola. It is a little bit different than our fall, our tuition advantage program that's offered through our financial aid office. So for our students that qualify for the Utrgv Advantage program, that program is already covering your tuition and fees. So if you qualified and you have already been notified, all of our students that qualified for our tuition advantage program have already been notified, and that program does cover all of your tuition and mandatory fees. Therefore, our Liftoff program will not have any balance to cover for you. So just keep that in mind, students. For those of you that are in the Tuition Advantage program, that program is already covering your tuition and fees. So there isn't a balance remaining for the tuition liftoff to cover. So again, when will you know that you have been awarded? So the enrollment deadline is August 1st. Shortly thereafter, we will start reviewing our students to verify that you met the enrollment requirement and that you were enrolled full-time. And then we will do the calculation to add up your tuition and mandatory fees, subtract any gift aid, and then any balance that you have, we will cover up to $1,000. We will process an award, and you will see it apply to your student bill. So you will be able to automatically see it on your student bill, so you don't have to go in and accept the award. We know that you are enrolled, therefore your intent is to stay with Utrgv, and we will process that award for you. If there is no application for the Fall Liftoff program, the only thing that you have to do is be enrolled full-time by August 1. And then we will identify all eligible students and process the awards based on the calculation that I have been describing. So again, no application, and you don't have to accept the award. It will automatically appear on your student account. So just keep that in mind as well. So what costs are covered? It's tuition and mandatory fees. Again, anything that's not covered by other gift aid, and we will start processing those awards after August 1st, but before our August 18th due date for the fall semester. So that's the timeline of when you should see the award posted to your student bill. So all of our students are eligible. So whether you are a new student to Utrgv, whether you just graduated from high school or transferring in from another institution, or even if you have a family member or a friend that started college but didn't finish and would like to return to Utrgv, they will be eligible to receive this award as well. So if you know of anyone that is trying to come back to school to finish their studies, please help us spread the word and let them know that they can receive up to $1,000 of tuition and mandatory fees for the fall semester, as long as they enroll full-time by August 1st. So all of our students enrolled this fall semester that are enrolled full-time will be able to take advantage of this program. Again, the award will be applied to your student bill automatically. Let me see a couple more questions. In regards to the accelerated master's programs, where there is a credit hour cap per 7 weeks. Okay, so our AOP students, our students in our accelerated online programs, these are students are in our 7-week courses. We do understand that for each module, you can only enroll for 6 hours. However, we are not looking for the 9 hours in one module. We're looking at for the 9 hours between module 1 and module 2. So if for module 1 you enroll 6 hours and you enroll in at least 3 hours for module 2, then we will be able to process the award for you. So for our AOP students, we do understand that we have to look for the total 9-hour enrollment between both semesters. So just keep that in mind. We are not looking for the 9 hours in one module only. We are looking at the enrollment within both modules, module 1 and module 2 for the fall semester. So when will I receive the Fall Liftoff program? Again, after August 1st, but before our first fall tuition due date of August 18th. So that is when the timeline of when you should expect to see the award applied to your student bill. Is there a cutoff date? There isn't a cutoff date per se. There is the August 1 enrollment deadline. So as long as you enroll full-time by August 1st, then we will be able to assist you with this program. So if you are referring to cutoff as a deadline, then we only have the enrollment deadline. That is what we're looking for. We have some undergraduate students that may be enrolled in all online classes this fall semester. So this fall semester, we have a greater number of traditional courses, meaning face-to-face courses being offered, but we still have a significant number of online courses as well. So students, if all of your courses end up being online classes, you are still eligible to receive the award. So it doesn't matter if you're in all online classes or all traditional classes or a combination of both, as long as you meet the total full-time enrollment requirement, that is all that we are looking for. We are not looking at what type of class you are enrolled in. So just keep that in mind. Do I have to have a financial aid application to receive this award? No. So the Fall Liftoff program is an institutional program. It is being offered by Utrgv funds. So a financial aid application is not required, nor a TASFA for those students that do the state application. However, if you have not completed your financial aid application, we are going, highly recommend that you submit it as soon as possible. Again, there's the federal government is offering significant funding and making and ensuring that our students that were impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic this past academic year are eligible for financial aid. So the only way that we can determine your eligibility is if you have a financial aid application on file. When you do your financial aid application, it will be based on your 2019 income, and we understand that there was a lot of changes to employment and therefore income coming into the household. So when you initially do your FAFSA, you will use your 2019 tax return information. However, you can always schedule an appointment with one of our financial aid advisors if that income that was reported from 2019 is no longer applicable. So if there was a change in employment, if there was unemployment benefits, if you were laid off, if there was a reduction in hours, then you have the opportunity to meet with one of our financial aid advisors and make those types of adjustments so that you can qualify for additional financial aid. So again, we encourage you to go ahead and do your financial aid application, because there's a lot of opportunities for our students to qualify for financial aid assistance. So please keep that in mind. Don't assume that you're not eligible, because the rules have changed quite a bit to assist our students through the financial aid application. Let me look at a couple more questions here really quick. Do I need to apply for the fall liftoff? No, once again, there's no application. We will automatically identify our eligible students after the August 1 enrollment deadline. How is liftoff determined? Once again, this is a quick calculation. If you'd like to go take a look at your student bill, add up your tuition and mandatory fees, subtract any gift aid that you may receive, and by gift aid, these are what we consider free money. So Pell Grant, Texas Grant, scholarships, tuition advantage, that's considered gift aid. If there's money that you have to pay back, such as student loans, or monies that you have to work for, such as work study, those are not counted. So when you are doing the calculation, do not include loans, do not include your work study award. Only include gift aid, which are monies that you do not have to pay back. So add up your tuition and fees, subtract your gift aid. If you still have a balance, we will cover up to $1,000 of tuition and mandatory fees. So let's say, for example, you only have a balance of $500 after you do the calculation, then Liftoff will go in and pay those $500 for you. Let's say after you do your calculation, you have a $1,500 balance. Liftoff will go in and pay $1,000, and you will only have to go in and pay the difference of $500. So just keep that in mind as far as how the calculation works. It's tuition and fees minus gift aid, and then we will go and pay up to $1,000. May I receive liftoff if I enroll less than the required number of hours? No, there's no partial award. The only exceptions that we are making are for our students that are graduating and they need less than the full-time enrollment hours to graduate. Again, students, if you are graduating and you need less than the 12 hours if you're an undergraduate student or 9 hours if you're a graduate student, there's no need for you to call us or email us. We can tell in our system if you've applied for graduation. So, and you can see this yourself too. If you're unsure if you applied for graduation or not, just log into your student bill and you will see the graduation application fee of $50. And so that's how you know you have successfully submitted your graduation application. And that is what we will be looking for. So again, that you don't need to call us or email us if you're graduating, but please ensure that the graduation application fee is being reflected on your student account, and that's a sign to our scholarship team that you are graduating this semester. And so therefore we will know that you will not be, you are unable to enroll the 12 or the 9 hours, depending on your classification. So again, our students graduating this fall semester, please ensure that you submit that graduation application as soon as possible. It helps for the fall liftoff program, but of course it also helps us with our fall 21 commencement preparation. So the sooner we can have your graduation application on file, the better. What if I enroll for more than the 15 hours? I'm sorry, more than the full-time requirement. So if you are an undergraduate student and you enroll in more than 15 hours, more than 12 hours, I'm sorry, you will not get additional funding. The cap for the liftoff is $1,000. However, keep in mind that for our undergraduate students, we do have the tuition capped at 12 hours. So any courses that you register for above 12 hours are essentially free. So just keep that in mind. For our undergraduate students, your tuition does not go up once you've reached the 12-hour cap. So you may not get additional funding from the liftoff program. However, your tuition is not going up either. So that's a benefit for our undergraduate students, that any courses, any credit hours that you register above 12 hours are essentially free. So I do encourage all of our students that if your program and you are able to manage a greater course load, take advantage of taking an extra class or two beyond the 12 hours because they're essentially free. So just keep that in mind as far as our undergraduate tuition cap. If I have graduated, if you just graduated from Utrgv this fall, this past spring semester, or if you're planning on graduating this summer 1 or summer 2, and you come back to us this fall semester as a graduate student, you will be able to take advantage of this program. So for our recent grads and our upcoming summer graduates, I encourage you to continue your studies and pursue that graduate degree, that master's program, and we will have this program available to you. So yes, our students graduating and you want to continue your education, this program will also be available to you. Now, what if I already paid for my fall tuition? Because as soon as you register for the fall semester, you can already see the cost of your tuition and fees. So we do have some students that, just want to take care of that bill ahead of time. So if you've already paid for your fall tuition and fees, that's a payment that you've made out of pocket. That's not what we consider gift aid or grant aid. It's not free monies. Therefore, any payment, any out-of-pocket payments that you have made are not part of the calculation. So if you paid your full tuition and fees and you don't have any gift aid applied to your student account, then we will reimburse you those $1,000. So for those of you that have paid your fall bill already out of pocket, then expect to see a refund from us as long as you're enrolled in 12 hours by August 1st if you're an undergraduate, or 9 hours if you're a graduate student. So again, that out-of-pocket expense is not included in our calculation. What if I am a graduate student in a certificate program? Are those hours countable towards the full-time enrollment? And they are. So if you are enrolled in a combination of courses that are applicable to your master's degree, but you're also taking extra courses to be able to get a certificate, we do count the total hours. So we're just looking for that total enrollment count to determine your eligibility for the Fall Liftoff program. So yes, so students pursuing a certificate program, those hours, we do count them towards the overall full-time enrollment requirement. We don't have a unique program specifically for 6 hours, Layla. This particular program is looking for full-time enrollment, which is 9 hours for our undergraduate students. Now, if you are a graduate student and you do your financial aid application, you may be able to receive student loans to help you out with your graduate coursework. I usually don't like to encourage students to incur any type of loan debt if it's not needed. However, keep in mind that that is the purpose of student loans, to be able to help our students finish their educational goals. So if that is the only thing that is available to you, then I encourage you to take out that loan. One of the things that I also advise our students is you don't have to borrow the full amount of the loan that we offer to you. So if we offer you $5,500, but all you need is $1,000, you can indicate when you go in to accept your award that all you want to borrow is $1,000. So again, borrow conservatively, smartly. Don't borrow too much, because of course you'll have to pay that back. But also don't stop your studies because you're hesitant to take out that student loan. And with the federal government, the student loan interest rates are way more reasonable than you putting that cost on your credit card or taking out a personal loan. So again, while I don't like to encourage students to get unnecessary debt, I also don't want our students to miss out on completing their educational goals because they're hesitant or afraid to borrow. And in our financial aid office, we do have our financial aid staff members that can help you understand what loans are all about and how they work. And again, you don't have to borrow the full amount of your loan. You can only borrow what you need, which is essentially what I encourage all of our students to do. Steve is asking if you are a UT CAP student attending Utrgv, are you eligible for most students? Students that are in our CAP program are not eligible for our academic scholarships, but they will be eligible for this program. So if you're a UT CAP student and you are not eligible to receive any of our institutional scholarships, you are able to benefit from our Fall Liftoff program as long as you enroll in at least 12 hours by August 1st. So yes, Steve, you will be able to qualify for this program if you are here as a CAP student with Utrgv. Where will you see the $1,000 credited to the account? So Sophia, when you log into your student bill via Assist, you will see that award applied to your student account. This award too will show up as a scholarship. So if you go into your to view your financial aid awards, you will also see this award show up as a scholarship. So you can see it there, but you will also see it directly applied to your fall tuition bill as well. So you'll be able to see it in both locations. However, when you see it on your financial aid awards, this is not an award that you have to accept. We will automatically accept it for you so that it can automatically get applied to your tuition bill. So that's where you will be able to see it. Again, Paula is asking for a refresher on the enrollment requirements. So you have to be enrolled full-time by August 1. What is full-time? For undergraduate students, it is 12 hours. For graduate students, it is 9 hours. And again, for our graduate students that are in our accelerated online programs, we are looking for the 9 hours as a combined enrollment between Module 1 and Module 2. Again, I know a lot of messages coming in from our accelerated online program students because they cannot enroll in 9 hours in one module only. So we are not looking for the 9 hours in one module only. We are looking at both Module 1 and Module 2, and we are combining that total enrollment. So if you are enrolled in 6 hours Module 1 and 6 hours Module 2, you are good. Or if you are enrolled in 9 hours, 6 hours Module 1 and 3 hours Module 2, then that's our total 9-hour enrollment that we're looking for. Let me see what else. Ashley, if I only have 6 hours remaining in order to graduate, all we're looking for, Ashley, is if all you need are 6 hours to graduate, then we will go ahead and look for that graduation application. If that's all you're needing, then we will be able to verify that once we see that graduation application recorded on your student account. Again, for those of you graduating, there's no need for you to call us or email us, but I do want you to ensure that when you submitted that graduation application, that submission was successful. And the way you can verify that is by looking at your student bill and looking for that $50 graduation application fee. And that's how you know that you successfully submitted that application. And that is essentially what we are looking for. So at Utrgv, we are very excited to be able to provide this financial assistance for our students. And we know that the impacts of COVID-19 continue to impact our students and their families. And so, you know, if you are wondering how is Utrgv able to offer the Liftoff program, well, this program is being funded by Utrgv funds. And the intent is to make it easier for you to continue your education. We are committed as an institution to help you meet your academic goals, and providing this financial assistance is one more way of us supporting our students. So please ensure that you take advantage of the program. We know that a lot of our students have been going through some difficult times, as well as adjusting to all of this online learning. But we are here to help you, so ensure that you take advantage of the financial programs and all of the student services that we have available to you here on our campus. Once again, I'm so glad to have been here with you, and continue to check your Utrgv email as we develop new programs. All of these notifications are sent out to your Utrgv email, whether it's an institutional program like the Fall Liftoff or any other programs that we continue to develop with the HERF monies that we are receiving to be able to provide cash grants and other types of grants that are available to you. So it's extremely important that you check your Utrgv email as soon as possible. So I am out of time, but once again, thank you for spending some time with me this afternoon. On the Fall Liftoff page, you will see our contact information. If there are any questions that I did not answer, or that you do not see answered on the frequently asked questions that we have listed at the bottom of the Fall Liftoff page, then go ahead and email us. We do have a team that's monitoring our emails, and we're trying to get through them as fast as possible. The program just kicked off, so we have a lot of questions coming in, but the majority of the questions are answered in the frequently asked questions. So thank you so much, vaqueros, and visa up.